Good evening, everybody. The special military operation to build every model in the history of the world continues. And for once, not a what-if model. This is the Airfix Mig-17F, which was a development of the earlier Mig-15 with an afterburning engine, thinner wings and various other changes to make it a better aircraft. This served in the North Vietnamese or the Vietnamese People's Air Force in the 1960s, where it fought with the American Air Force. So a strange situation here and quite ironic. We have an aircraft which is actually in service now with the Malagasy Air Force in Madagascar, and the what-if models which never served with the Malagasy Air Force. But I built this as a combatant for the what-if aircraft. I've done it in the scheme of 3020, which is as it's displayed in the American US Air Force Museum. Airfix would have you paint this a different scheme altogether. However, I've looked around and it seems the one in the US Air Force Museum is in these colours. I airbrushed it with Vallejo 71023 hemp, and then I hand painted this with Vallejo gunship green to give it that green pattern. The Airfix kit is an absolutely beautiful model kit. It builds extremely well with very few problems. I think it's one of their finest kits and one of their most enjoyable kits to build. The only problem the kit does have is that it does need some putty when you make the canopies join, which is a bit annoying, and it is a complete tail sitter. I added weight here, quite a lot of weight, as much as I could compact in, and I added weight here forward of the landing gear, and it still just sits on its tail. Now Airfix obviously realised that this would be a problem, and they include this oil barrel so you can prop your model up, which is an interesting idea. Works quite well, but yes, without that it just tips on its tail. So underneath it's got the silver Vallejo metallic silver paint here, excuse the dishwasher, and these bits here Airfix supplies clear parts, and there's absolutely no way once you've joined it and they fall out that you can put them back in place. So I just filled that and painted it silver. So here's the afterburning engine, which is the main difference with the Mig-17. So the Mig-17, the other main difference is a thinner wing with more sweep to give it better performance. The Mig-15 had some aerodynamic limitations. Overall, an absolutely lovely kit. It's got a 37mm cannon on this side and two 23mm cannons on the other side. I've done it without the pilot. It's in the museum configuration as depicted in the US Air Force Museum. Now the Mig-17 was a very manoeuvrable aircraft, and it was able to take on some of the better American aircraft by staying at low level, while the MiG-21s made high speed glancing attacks to break up the American formations. The MiG-17s would then rise up from the deck to dogfight. Very manoeuvrable type, equipped only with guns, no missiles, scored some hits on the Americans, but then the Americans adjusted their tactics, introducing Top Gun and the Air Force revising their tactics with the work of Colonel Robin Olds and getting the better of the MiGs. But again, for an aircraft like this to be holding its own against F4 Phantoms, pretty amazing stuff. I hope you've enjoyed the build, and I have absolutely loved this little delight from Airfix. Highly recommended.